What's going on here? Are we going live? Or are we not? Yes, I have a new hero. I have a new hero. It is the Saints punter. Did you see this look? I mean, this look is glorious. Let's talk about the Saints punter, where he came from, where he's now. The Saints punter is not a young man. Dr. Joe has joined us today. Dr. Joe Bumbles, how are you doing? I got to talk to you about that. But the Saints have a new punter, native of Australia, worked as a scaffolder, owned a tattoo shop in Indonesia, punted at City College in San Francisco, and the University of Miami. The Saints punter, whose name, how do they have that? And don't give me Saints punter. 2023 is Lou Hedley. Won the Saints punting competition. You could tell, I mean, he's got a neck tattoo. He's got his arms tatted. He is 30 years young. One of the probably the most interesting man in a tattoo parlor in Indonesia. He sold his stake in the business to fund a move to America, where he eventually joined the Miami Hurricanes and put NFL scouts on notice. Wow. So it's Blake Grupe, the rookie out of Notre Dame, and he's the kicker, and now you got a 30-year-old kicker for a punter. That's my dude. Now, Bumble sent me something on Alonso about the toxicity, about they talked a long-term deal, but this takes the cake. Michigan just sent me this. You know, there was a shooting inside Guaranteed Rates Field, White Sox Friday. This woman, Peggy Kaczynski, posted this. Now, I have trouble believing this, but I said, come on, really? As I reported on ESPN 1000 just now, the shooting at Guaranteed Rate Field during a White Sox game was indeed an accidental discharge by one of the women grazed by the bullet. She reportedly stuck the gun in past metal detectors, hiding it in the folds of her belly fat. In the folds of her belly fat. You can't make that stuff up. Folds of belly fat. I saw Carol today too. First time in a while. It was phenomenal to see her. I got this hat. This is the City Connect Colorado Rockies hat. They said they're going to be better with security now. They had mugshots of the two dipshits who ran the field with Acuna. I saw Bryce Harper hit his 300th home run. Bumbles, I love Bumbles with Pete Alonso. You know, he said they have some young guys coming up. He brought up how the Padres had Benito Santiago and Cindy Alomar back in 1990, a year where they finished under 500, and they traded Alomar to Toronto. Or wait, where did they trade him to? Well, they got Joe Carter for a year, and then Joe Carter went to Toronto, where he won 2 titles. But he talked about the surplus of having guys that you could trade eventually. Well, I just said, okay, I just don't know if I'm excited about trading a guy away, getting Joe Carter for a year, and then see him go play for a team that wins back-to-back World Series titles. But, you know, I love it. I love when he sends me great stuff. He said that, Joe Carter played a year with the... Yeah, he's what do you say? Short tops can always be other positions, but it's rare the player plays another position. Wilmer Flores to short and Daniel Murphy to second. Not good for defense. He talked about Santiago. Yeah, they traded Alomar for Joe Carter. You got studs right there. He said Lindor signed his contract. They should have been playing Mauricio at other positions and not waiting 2 years to do that. I agree with that. So I don't disagree. Yeah, I did not see that as a bad thing. Yeah, that Kevin Parada promoted to Double-A. He's number 5 prospect at catcher. So they have him and Alvarez. No pitching whatsoever. No outfielders, no DH, no third base. But we have multiple catchers and like 4 shortstops. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, and he sent me something on Alonso today too. Oh yeah, and Harrison Bader was giving waivers. Well, so first off, Bader said he never watches ESPN. He was getting something to eat. First off, he said, "What is waivers?" And he took it like, hey, so you enjoy every day you're playing. The problem is, this is a guy, Bader. I was talking to Daniel yesterday. How could they do that? But he's in his walk year. He's going to win a big contract. This is a guy who played 82 games. 82 games last year. He's 83 this year. He played He hasn't played more than 138 games in a season, and that was in his second season. Third season was 128. Since then, the most he's played, the last 3 years he's played is, oh, and there's Josh. Oh, but Josh is there, and he's probably now on. So Bader has played 103 games, 82, and now 83 games. That's not a guy, and what's 239, 275 on base, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. It's not a guy I'm looking at to give a big, and he's going to want big money, but I don't think I give it to him because the guy isn't playing. I need a guy like him to be playing 130 games a year, at least. He's on 83 this season. And he's not like he's putting up phenomenal numbers. I know I love, he plays hard, all that shit, but he's not getting it done. Yes, and Joe Bumbles with one of the better ones. As a child, was he addressed as Master Bader? Master Bader. Now, Joe was older than me, but he couldn't let that one hang. He had to let it go. Oh, let me call him Master Bader. He's a masturbator. Well, that was also in History of the World when the servant waits, the master baits. Madeline Kahn, one of the greatest actresses ever in the history of cinema. I mean, she's hilarious. But yes, Bumbles was waiting all day to put that one through for me. Yeah, so Carol today asked me, do you have people that listen? I go, oh, yes. I said people, and they participate. That's the thing you ask for. People participate in my show. Yes, that was funny. Now, as for Alonso, will they give him a long-term deal? I don't know. I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens. Mets have discussed contract extension. Okay, they've discussed it, but what does that mean? He has one more year arbitration. Do they go for a long-term or they put him under? Yeah. It's also, there are two sides appear to have different ideas. Yeah, and of course, Alonso's is, Judge got the big contract at the same age, so why should he ask for the same thing? I don't think he should get Judge money, but, and Judge hits definitely for a better average than Alonso does. But I guess we're going to see what happens on that front. Yeah, he wants Freeman money. Minus, minus the horse teeth. You're a little harsh there. My man Bumbles is... He's a tough one. My man Bumbles is a tough motherfucker, man. He does not have horse teeth. He's got a good-looking girlfriend. Give him that much. Good-looking girlfriend. I thought I saw Tatiana McFadden. She's a wheelchair. She's done Olympics. She's done everything. She was in an orphanage and she was adopted by a woman in the Midwest. And I could have sworn it was her, but I couldn't remember her name and I didn't want to be like, hey, are you... But I thought about it. Yeah. Oh my God. So Alonso has 4 stolen bases this year. And look at this. Okay. So we're talking about Bader. At least Alonso's played 125 goddamn games this year. Bader's played 82, 83. And that's another thing. Bumbles, I get into argument with him about Lindor plays every fucking game. Alonso gets it. He got hit in the neck. He plays every... Isn't that what you want from a guy? A guy who plays every day? Fuck the horse teeth. Fuck all... How can he be toxic? Pete Alonso isn't toxic. He's probably toxic because the team fucking sucks. And Buck is old and it's not working anymore. And his old school baseball isn't working with the players anymore. They're not living and dying. It's in 1 year out the other. And you need to face the franchise. And why not make it him? And he's playing every goddamn day. So I'm okay with that. Bullshit. His average sucks. He's down 52, but the whole team is down. But last year he hit 40 home runs. Last year, 40 home runs, 131 RBIs. He's got 39.96. I mean, and he played 160 games last season. What more do you want from a guy? So give him the Freeman money. I don't give a shit. Cohen has it. He can afford it. Ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. Come on, that's bullshit. Jets signed. Now, did you watch Hard Knocks yesterday? Oh shit, I didn't see what you said. What did you say? Oh man, I didn't see. You know what sucks about YouTube, Josh? You type something. Can you copy and paste it again? Because you put something and it doesn't, and I can't read it again. So you said something. You know what? Or maybe just, you know what, dude? If you're saying, yeah, I couldn't see. Yeah, all messages are visible. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, what do you say? Anyone that says a player is toxic, that's not the locker room, is a liar. Yeah, okay. People are crazy. Yep. I agree. And I think that's bullshit. And he's playing every goddamn day. And I don't know, do you feel that Bader should get paid? Like, even the money they gave who's the guy who went to the White Sox? They gave, 5 years, $85 million? Is Bader worth 5 years, $85 million? Come on. That's ridiculous. No, I am okay giving Alonso whatever he wants. I mean, they're not going to give him $300 million, but Alonso wants money. Give him money. Pay him. Cohen has the money, and he faces the franchise. Ridiculous. Horse shit. It's horse shit, man. I watched Coco Gauff play she won 2 sets today. Some other American won today. What else did I see today? Oh, Venus, 100th career U.S. Open match, 43 years old. She was 21-2 in open match. She lost. Yeah, that woman, Greet Minin. I mean, she can't get around the court. 6-1, 6-1. It was over. It was fast. It was her most lopsided loss in 100 career matches, where she went 2,000. Hey, I'm 43. I don't think I'm playing, but you could see she couldn't. She got to one or two balls, but there was a lot of she couldn't reach for stuff. I mean, I love seeing her out there, but yeah, 43. Respect. Yeah. Joshua was real tough to watch her yesterday. She couldn't if it wasn't in her range of motion, boom, done. So that was tough to sit through. There, that was ugly. But she did look good. I liked her outfit. And what's going on here? I think I might be due for a new phone. Yeah, because it's not charging, which is not a good sign. Okay, good. Now maybe it's charging now. This is, I think the 15 is coming out, September 15th. And, for hockey fans, this is kind of cool. So, I mean, I think I talked about this before, that October 24th, all 32 NHL teams, thanks Greg Wyshynski, all 32 NHL teams in action, led by ESPN's exclusive triple header. Additional 13 games are available on NHL Power Play and ESPN Plus, with 15-minute staggered start times, resulting in continuous action throughout the night. Opening night, triple header, October 10th. February 2nd and 3rd, All-Star Skills ESPN All-Star Game. The Stadium Series is going to be at MetLife, February 17th and 18th, and June 24th, which is nuts. Stanley Cup Final, June 24th. That's why the season never goddamn ends. Some guy goes, I got to watch it on Hulu, and I see that Jalen Hyatt is wearing OBJ's 13. Hopefully he'll be around longer. And, what was I saying? That Zay Flowers said his signing bonus, that's all the rookies do, $7 million, and OBJ flipped back. OBJ, you made a lot of money playing football and missed a lot of football. I don't know why he's so shocked about the $7 million. I don't. And we had our fantasy draft yesterday. Thank you, Gumbo Chef, for the help. And yeah, I got Burrows, and I took Bryce Young. I took Pickens from Pittsburgh. I think I took Tony Pollard, and I took Dalvin Cook. I'm trying to think who else I took. I took the Ravens defense. They're going to play the Texans in week 1, and I got Justin Tucker as my kicker. I love Justin Tucker, the opera singer. So I was happy with my picks. Who did I get at tight end? Oh, I took the rookie Meyer for the Raiders, the kid out of Notre Dame. I think he's going to have a monster season. And what did I see? The Stephen A. Smith was bringing up Jimmy G. Hey, well, remember he hung out with that. He took that porn actress to dinner, and Stephen's he's got a lot more than that. He's got a lot more than that. And you know what? You know who I want to. You know what I can't stand. And Stephen A. drives me crazy, but good God, the freaking dipshit. Well, I'm sorry, dipshit. The underperforming, and I'm not going to bash mental health, but to miss a whole season when I go to therapy and I get the help I need, and if we all have problems, yes we do, but I thought he milked that for all it was worth, and then Ben Simmons didn't even show up. Ben Simmons gave an interview, and I wanted to throw up with what he was saying. Like what? And Stephen, I agree with you. His last 2 years. What did someone say? Oh yeah, last 2 years. Ryan Russillo posted this. Ben Simmons stats last 2 years: free throws made 25, workout updates 41. And Ben Simmons says, people always ask me, like, if you were to get traded again, where would you want to be? I always say just Philly. Are you fucking kidding me? Philly? Yeah, he's ready for the start of the season, plans to dominate people when he's back. Yeah. He says, sometimes I sit down and break it down. That was exhausting that I was having to deal with all that. Yeah, oh, poor you, Ben. But I felt like there are different situations you can handle, and this is a good test for me. How much worse can it get? It could get a lot worse, dude. You talk to Mark J. Spears at Anscape. Yeah, he'd be willing to return to the Sixers at some point. I always have love for Philly. What the fuck? You learn and grow as people. Philly's the second home team. Really? It is? Yeah. Yeah, he's turned out to be a P. I can't stand him. Yeah, yes, I don't really have anything bad to say of Philly. They have plenty bad things to say about you. It was a crazy situation then, but what it is, yeah. Yeah. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, career lows, 42 games. 42, another guy. 41 games he misses last year. He's 27. Can he bounce back to former number one pick? Please. I can't stand Simmons. Can't stand him. Cannot stand Ben Simmons. All right, so I've said enough on that. And there was only 2 women left in the women's draw that are former champs. Now it's just Iga Swiatek. And women's volleyball, match tonight, Memorial Stadium. They'll shatter the NCAA volleyball attendance record because they're going to be playing in the football stadium. Volleyball Day in Nebraska was conceived in response to Wisconsin break. The NCAA volleyball record last year was 16,833 fans. And they decided they sold, when tickets went on sale in April, the school sold its full allotment of 82,900 in just 3 days. Standing room only, expected to have 90,000 fans at Memorial Stadium. 90,000 fans watching volleyball. How cool is that? 90,000 fans. It would break the world record for attendance at a world sporting event. U.S. record's 90,185 for the 99 World Cup final. USA China. The world record is 91,648. Barcelona versus Wolfsburg. Women's Champions League semifinal, April 2. 90,000. So Nebraska, congrats. That is a phenomenal achievement. Hopefully it'll bring more eyes to the sport. I wonder what it's on tonight. Maybe it's, yeah. Yeah, I would think it might be on the Big Ten network tonight. Yeah, have it in a football stadium, have 90,000 people. It's going to be hot as hell. I'm okay with that. Now, there's an article in The Athletic. If you don't have The Athletic, Josh, if you don't have it, I can give you, I can send it to you and give you a month free or 3 months free to try it out. Love the articles in there. Zach Kiefer covers the Colts. Tom Moore has been coaching, NFL forever. He's a guru. Peyton loves him to death. So there was a story that wasn't in the article that he had on The Athletic. Listen to this. One year, a Colts staffer was coaching a youth football team that couldn't move the ball in offense. So he asked Tom Moore, he said, if you had any foolproof plays handy, one that would work every time. He goes, of any? And Moore nodded. He said, yeah. There's only one play in football that works every time. So the staffer, he got excited. He got up, walked to the doorway of his office, and pointed to a picture of Peyton Manning. Draft him, he said. And he walked out. Draft him for youth football. Thought that was fantastic. Draft him. And, bars now are pissed off this Saturday. The only way they can show the goddamn Michigan game is on Peacock. This is going to be the first Michigan football game since 95 that won't be broadcast live on linear TV. First time. September 95, when the Wolverines beat Memphis and Miami of Ohio in games that aired on tape delay. Can you believe that? 95, because the NBA Finals before Magic and Bird used to be on tape delay. Yeah, can you believe that? This is from Bob Rosiak, the expert on televised UM games per the Bentley Historical Library. On September 9th against Memphis, as the Michigan Daily Archives demonstrate, the 12:30 kickoff wasn't televised until 10 p.m., showed on Pass with Michael Reggie and George Perlis, who was the former Michigan State, which I thought was interesting, calling the game was the Michigan State coach, former Michigan State coach. Wolverines won 24-7 in that game. Later that month against Miami, Ohio, 38-19, that also aired on Pass, was broadcast on a tape delay. And Perlis was on, and they both were on that broadcast also. Yeah, so before that it got a little murky. The last Michigan game to go entirely untelevised was almost certainly November 5th, 1994 against Purdue. Yeah, crazy. So Rowan Wilson said if they want to watch the game, they'll find a way. It doesn't matter. I don't know about that. Senator Greg Crippen said his dad has complained about the online option only. My dad isn't too happy about that. One, because he likes recording all the games. He'll be there. But it's streaming nowadays, so got to do that. Yeah, I'm not, yeah. And Ryshawn Benny says his loved ones will be at the Big House this weekend, but he'll subscribe to the streaming service to watch Big Ten games in the future. Yeah, I'm not. And one of the wild card games is only on Peacock. You can only watch it on Peacock. And we never got Peacock, but now, Michigan's playing now. The package, it sucks. But that's the way it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and so Michigan, Minnesota, 6-6 tie in 1903. They left its water jug in Minneapolis, birthing the Little Brown Jug rivalry. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah. And USA Basketball, they only won by 48 over Jordan today. Yeah, so I watched Hard Knocks, and the kid who did the rapping, who I really liked, so he was released. You're not getting anything new. I have enough streaming services. You know what, Josh? You're going to get it if a college you like watching isn't on. I hear what you're saying, but if something's not on that you want to watch, and so let me tell you, okay, so you're going to miss the wild card game, because I know you're a big football fan. So the one wild card game you can't watch, you're just going to say, fuck it, I'm not going to watch that game. I'll talk to you in January, see how you feel that day. Or you can come over to my house, and I'll keep you outside the window, and I'll just wave at you. I'll be like, how you doing, buddy? Well, actually, you couldn't. You'd fall 7 flights. But, you get the idea. Or you can hang out the front door. Actually, I wouldn't. It's not very comfortable sitting on the floor in the hallway, in the lobby. You got stuff to do. Xavier Gibson, they joked him that they thanked him, made it sound like he wasn't sticking around. He is. Jailbroken Firefox? I don't know what that means. Oh, jailbroken. Oh, you fire? So you're going to do that? Oh, okay. You can do that stick thing? Good, I'll just call the cops. Hey, there's a guy, Josh, who's doing illegal stuff in his house. Did you see that too? That they're trying to crack down that Streamies that I get to watch all the UFC fights on? All the leagues are going to try to crack down and get rid of that. So you can't stream illegally all those fights and everything else. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, that happens. Michigan and I aren't watching too many more fights at all because I'm not spending $90. So Gibson was the 2-time WAC offensive player at Stephen F. Austin. He made the team. Brownlee, the rookie out of Southern Miss, he made the team. What did I see? So the Bucks have 13 rookies making the team. 6 undrafted free agents. I think I saw Seattle 14 rookies making their 53. I mean, there's a lot of young guys. Again, it's salary cap. You're paying some guys a shitload, and you need to get guys that are on rookie contracts. Yeah, I don't like I'm not Josh, not a bar person. I mean, I hear you, but I like the comfort of my house, watching and just being like, yeah, that's good for me. Yeah, so I like the Gibson made it. 7 catches, 79 yards in the finale against the Giants. He made the team. Tim Boyle got cut. Nick Bowden. Jerome Cap, who wrote on his wrist, what he wrote, live your dream. That sucked. Yeah, okay, so you know what? Videotape that for me when you have a couple people over in charge of cover. Hey guys, come over to my house. Yeah, come over to my house, I'm going to charge you all cover. And they're going to be like, well, what am I getting for this cover? And you're going to have some food. You're going to have some drinks. I'm going to want some dessert. I want cake. If you're going to charge me a cover, I'm going to want some things for the cover. Yeah, if people come to my house, I can't do that. I'm like, hey, it's my house. I'll pay, but yeah, I think we'll pay. Yeah, I don't know. Or I'll go to a bar to watch it. And $20, okay, I'll pay $20 at a bar to watch it. But it's so goddamn late. I don't know if I'll do that. But yeah, I really was upset. Jerome Cap, actually, when who wrote, yeah, you love to barbecue, then to make that happen. Jerome Cap, live your dream on his wrist. His pants are there, cuts down. He was there so early in the morning, get the same time as the wide receiver coach, that he would close the I don't know why his trunk was, I guess, getting stuff out of it. He would close the trunk of his car. And he was trying to make the team. I mean, Jets are a tough team to make right now because they're a good team. But I hope he gets a second shot in the NFL. I saw Tandil Smart. How could he cut a guy who makes crawfish etouffee for all his line mates? Yeah, I mean, and they had a thing too, a chain that the weakest link, they gave everybody like a link of a chain that you're only as strong as your weakest link. I like that. I like that thing that they did. I saw how, before the touchdown, one of the Giants pushed him, pushed him and goes, I don't know who you are. How do you not know who Aaron Rodgers is? And then after he got touched, he goes, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. That was a nice touchdown too. We were talking about, I read a bunch of things about second-year wide receivers and Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson could have a really good year for the Giants, for the Jets. And yeah, they showed up, but they didn't show They didn't show Sauce getting burned. Sauce got burned, man. I watched twice, and one thing that Salah said to him was, if you start catching the balls, they'll stop throwing them toward you. And he said something. But yeah, you start making it more interceptions, that's the thing. They'll stop throwing your way. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they say. You got Breece Hall back, Dalvin Cook, Alan Lazard, defensive Carl Lawson, left tackle Dwayne Brown. And and Tando Smart hurt his shoulder in the final game, so now he's a practice squad. So PJ Walker just got picked up by shit. Who did PJ Walker get picked up by? PJ Walker got trying to see it. Dolphins are going to hold off contracts for Tua and Christian Wilkins after the season, which I don't know, pisses off players. Browns, PJ Walker, practice squad. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about holding off, but that's what they're doing. Christopher Campka posted today, White Sox entered today 0-13 when giving up 3 runs or more in the first inning. Yankees have a chance to win their first series. They've taken the first 2 in Detroit. Mets lost again yesterday, gave up a got a late home run, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Vientos got a home run yesterday. Yeah, Padres, Astros are up on the Red Sox. White Sox 10-5 over. Wow, beat the Orioles. Damn. Yeah. So they blew. And what did Baltimore do in those 3 games? I'm trying to see what Baltimore did. Baltimore. Oh, so Orioles won 2 of 3. All right. So they still. And are they playing tomorrow? Oh, wait, that's the last game. Wow. Yeah. Wait, yeah, because today's the 30th. So they're not playing again until September. All right. So they should have swept them. Gave up 4 runs in the first and they came back. That's a bad one. Angels beat the Phillies, but I said that Bryce Harper got his 300th. They had 5 home runs yesterday. Ohtani went 1 for 4. Ohtani's approaching Ohtani's approaching 100 RBIs, and the Phillies took the loss. But Phillies are freaking 15 over, and the Angels are 7 under. 6 under, I'm sorry, 64-70. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber, 188 leading off. Jesus Christ. Harper hit his 15th and Turner hit his. So what did they have for a day game today? What was the attendance? 34,000. Not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Okay, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Cap, if he'll get picked up anywhere. Smart. Yeah, I did like the etouffee. And they had charcuterie shirts, which I thought were hilarious. Yeah, And Rodgers, yeah. Him and Jihad Ward. Don't poke the bear. And Sauce Gardner said something interesting. Knowing that I motivate the youth, I didn't want to be the reason some kids didn't finish school. That's why he decided. I like that. They released Thomas Morstead, but he could be back on the practice squad. Dalvin Cook playing. Lions only 2 running backs are Jahmyr Gibbs right now and David Montgomery. Bills, DeMar Hamlin made. I love that. And Caleb Farley's home was a natural gas explosion, which is crazy. Natural gas explosion. I was like, shit. Joe Burrow practiced today. That's a good thing. They released Trevor Siemian, so now it's Jake Browning and Joe Burrow as only quarterbacks. And Will Greer is on the practice squad, who played very well for the Cowboys this preseason, but they brought in Trey Lance, and it was writing on the wall. Myles Gaskin is the backup now for Alexander Madison for the Vikings. And Jalen Reagor, who was a total bust first-round draft pick for the Eagles at TCU, they got rid of him. He got traded last year. Ahead of the season, didn't really do anything for Minnesota. He's done. And supposedly, the Colts wanted Waddle. That's what they wanted, Waddle. They wanted Waddle for Jonathan Taylor. And now he can't play the first 4 games, so he's going to miss the Jags, Texans, Ravens, and Rams. So now you got Zach Moss, Deion Jackson, and rookie Evan Hull. And Moss broke his arm, might not be ready for week 1. And Anthony Richardson said, team invested a lot in him, and everyone wants him to win a Super Bowl in his first year. Yeah, I think you're putting a lot of pressure on a guy to win it first year. But Jim Bob Cooter, who used to be in Dukes of Hazzard, well, he's a defensive coordinator, but that's a good Dukes of Hazzard name. He's got the heater, he's got the fastball for Richardson. I just think it's a lot of pressure to put on a guy. Say, you know what, win a Super Bowl first year? I mean, he hasn't played a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And Josh, I don't disagree. Travesty to running backs, but that's the way it is. It's like, they take it for granted. I mean, you remember guys, Campbell growing up. Every running back was treated like, Emmitt Smith. All the guys were treated, Walt Sweetness. I mean, they were treated like OJ. I mean, you had great running backs. And now they're treated like, disposable, expendable. Yeah, and you need them. You need a guy like Jonathan Taylor. Take the pressure off Richardson. All these guys. Saquon, nickel and diming him. Everybody says it's still $10 million. It's not like he's going to play for 40 years. He's going to make that money. That $10 million's got to go for the rest of his life. It's a short career. Especially a running back. But now you're 30 years old, you're done. It's bullshit. These guys keep themselves in peak condition too. So I totally agree with that front. And I saw this on Merrill Hodge. Yeah, the Giants. Well, yeah, I really think Saquon is going to have a phenomenal. I wanted to take him. I didn't. He wasn't available. I was going for Saquon in my draft yesterday. The day Chuck Noll stopped the play and asked me what I was doing. This was Merrill Hodge. Would give me new perspective of what I was doing with my craft and for my team. He blew the whistle and stopped the play. Stallworth was running down the sideline from a pass Bubby Brister had thrown. John was on the other side of the field from where I was. My response to that question Chuck Noll had asked was nothing. He then proceeded to point out all the things I could have been doing to help that play in the team versus just standing there doing nothing. If I could rewind all the way back to the huddle before we left, and you asked me, are you doing your part for the team and in your profession? I would have said yes with 100% conviction. I was always prepared. I always played hard. Well, on that day, my eyes were open to more that I could and should be doing on every play for my team and for my craft. He said he took that challenge on that day and made it part of my craft. It took me from being on a team to a starter for nearly a decade. Be uncommon if there's more you can do and should be doing for your craft and your team. Is there more you could be doing? Don't be common. That is easy way. Be uncommon. It's more rewarding. Being uncommon will separate you from everyone else that is common. Do the maximum, not the minimum. Chuck Noll challenged me to self-reflect about the kind of player I was versus what I could be. And that's what because that's what you're saying. Well, the ball's not going to me, so it doesn't matter. Well, think about it. Why not be a decoy? Why not help out a guy? What if a guy comes through and hits the quarterback and there's that extra second he could to get off a ball where instead of underthrowing it, he throws it on there's always something to be doing on the play. Nothing is not the answer because you have to become a team player. You can't be selfless. You can't be selfless. You can't be selfish. You got to think, yeah. I thought that was very interesting what he said. Nothing. I was doing well. You were definitely doing nothing. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, I thought this was crazy. So the Pats now are interested in Colt McCoy because Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham were both waived. They both could come back in the practice squad. That's what I think I saw. I think Zappi got through waivers, but Mac Jones is your starting quarterback? Really? Jesus Christ. Sometimes I think Belichick is like Napoleon. He thinks he's he's a very smart man, but I feel like, I don't know. Yeah. And what did I see here? So Zane Gonzalez, who hurt his calf, he's on the IR. Jerry Jeudy available to return within the first 4 games. That's good for the Broncos. So the Broncos were going to waive Oka-Ibunam. He had 7 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown in the final preseason game. Now he is... Eagles didn't want to leave it a chance, so now he's an Eagle. He was a 2020 4th-round pick from Missouri. 54 catches, 546 yards. He'll back up Dallas Goedert. That's a good guy. I like that. Chiefs traded for defensive tackle Neil Farrell amid... He's no Chris Jones, but okay. 0 starts. Chris Jones was placed on the reserve did not report list. An end to his holdout is not in sight. Yeah, that's not good. They're going to have to stop Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery. First game in the opener. Defensive tackle unit currently consists of Derek Nottie, Tershawn Warden, and Farrell, and rookie Condre Coburn. Doesn't sound like these guys are going to get to the quarterback, but maybe something else will happen. Melvin Gordon was cut who just signed with the Ravens, was cut. They're cutting him. Nathan Peterman was let go. Well, they're going with Tyson Badgett, who had 0 D1 offers, goes to Shepherd University, throws for over 100 touchdown passes. He's the backup right now. Now, I thought this was interesting. So Harry Roseman on Eli Ricks played at LSU, Bama, undrafted free agent. You talk about pedigree. He was the number 1 cornerback in the country coming out of high school, going to LSU. He didn't have the last season there he wanted to, but we spent a lot of time with him in the draft process. His work ethic and care factor are really high. He's a great success story. He's a guy who thought he'd be a high pick. He came in here with the right attitude. He kept working and kept improving. As we tell these young players, there's no scholarships in the NFL. That I liked. That's from Eagles Nation. I thought that there's no scholarships in the NFL. You got to earn it, man. You got to earn it. It's a privilege, not a right. So he made the team. They have only 3 1:00 games all season as an East Coast team. The Seahawks have more 1 p.m. Eastern starts than the Eagles. And did you see that? Doug Peterson's son? He's on the practice squad now, but his tight son, Josh Peterson, he had to let him go, had to waive him. Now he's on the practice squad. He was 5th on the depth chart. Got even Evan Ingram, the Pro Bowler. So he is, he played USFL this past season, and the dad had to let him. But I thought that was pretty cool. He tried. He hasn't played an NFL game yet, but he's playing, and now he's in the practice squad. He tried. Dad brought him in. Hey, you know what? Practice squad money's not that bad. Turns out to be over a couple hundred. What's it, 9,000-10,000 a week or something? Hey, I wouldn't turn it down. Practice with the team, and then you could be picked up by any team while you're on the practice squad. And Chris Claybrooks has been placed on the commissioner exempt list. Arrested in July in domestic battery charge. Arrested for the same thing in April. He's not allowed to practice or attend games while he's on the commissioner exempt list. This guy's in his final year of his rookie contract. 17 games last year. He was the 223rd pick, round 7 out of Memphis. You would think, I just don't. This is a guy who played all last season, and the shit when they're not is it structure or something? I don't know. They play the Colts to start the season on September 10th. I talked about the Bucks. A lot of young guys on the team this year. Baker Mayfield, they're screwed. I just can't see Baker Mayfield getting it done. And this was the Great Day Tar Heel. The odds for them in every game to win each game. So basically, they are predicted to go 10-2 this season. They're favored against South Carolina, App State, Minnesota, Pitt, not against Pitt, then Syracuse, Miami, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Campbell's 99%, Duke, and then their losses this year are predicted against Pitt and Clemson. So let's just say 10-2. Let's not play the season. Yeah, I don't know. Let's slow our roll here. And they asked, Brian Howell posted this about Deion Sanders, asked about coaching his first game on the Power 5 stage. It's not about me. I think I played in the Super Bowl and the World Series. I'm good. I'm straight. This is about the kids, man. He decided to amputate two of his toes rather than miss additional Jackson State games. Hey, Ronnie Lott got his, pinky finger cut off? And the University of San Diego is half of the football team will be penalized following an investigation into a preseason hazing incident, which was not publicly revealed. But they're still going to play their beginning of their season. They're supposed to play Cal Poly on Saturday, and the game's going to happen. So I don't know what they're going to do for punishment, but half the team for hazing. University of San Diego. I was like, oh, that's, you would think it just doesn't stop, man. It's everywhere. And somebody thinks, what do they think? That Texas Tech could have a tough game. CBS Primetime, CBS Sports Network. Texas Tech versus Wyoming, which has their entire defense led by linebacker and preseason Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Easton Gibbs. But the offense sucks. 99th in yards per play, 5.2. Yeah, I guess we're going to see what happens on that front. Yeah. The Mets lost yesterday, but Jose Quintana went 6 scoreless innings. Carrasco was also put on waivers. I think it takes a couple of days to see if anybody picks him up. Drew Smith yesterday, 6 home runs. Gave one to Garver yesterday. They lost 2-1. Yankees won 4-2. Gleyber Torres hit his 22nd, his longest home run at 454 feet. Higashioka hit his 10th. Volpe his 19th. We'll see what happens with Bader. They got the win. Good for and Volpe with his 19th. Good for him with some power. They're looking for their first series win since sweeping Kansas City July 21st through 23rd. And New York's in danger of ending its streak. They're 64 and 68, 30 straight winning seasons. Yeah, I mean, who cares? You know, I could talk. New York has 17 home runs in the last 7 games. So that's one positive thing, right? So, and Volpe, 19 home runs to go with 20 stolen bases. And Detroit, October 1st season finale against Cleveland, sold out Miguel Cabrera's final Major League game. You have Garrett Cole going against Joey Wentz tonight. And the game's like 6:40. They also released, thank God, Josh Donaldson. $142 he hit this year in 33 games. And they might call up Jason Dominguez and catcher Austin Wells when rosters expand on Friday. I'd like to see that. Yeah, so irrevocable waivers. Any team could claim and have them on the roster before September 1st and be eligible for the playoffs, which I would think could happen. Bader's making 10.4. He's still owed $2 million the rest of the year. Michigan has joined the podcast. How you doing there, Michigan? My little honey bunny. Carrasco's making $14 million, roughly $2.6 million left. He's also a free agent after the season. They're making players available on the 48-hour irrevocable waivers period. It gives claiming teams time to have that player before September 1st so they can play for postseason games. So teams cannot trade players on the 40-man roster after the trade deadline, which was August 2nd. So the Angels put Giolito, Randall Grichuk, Reynaldo Lopez, Matt Moore, and Hunter Renfroe on irrevocable waivers. So talk about team giving up on the season. And you think that Ohtani's going to re-sign with the team. Yeah, and Bo Bichette went back on the IL, activated August 19th, back on right quad. That's not good. That's a bad thing. And what I see yesterday, so Mookie Betts set a career-high 36 home runs. And teams with wins by 1 run this year, Miami and Cincinnati have 28, Milwaukee 27. The Yankees have 13, and San Diego has 6. Where are the Mets in this? Mets have 21 win, but Miami and Cincinnati are the top teams. Yeah, Angels, Angels, done. Season's over. Yeah, done. Michael Brantley is back with Houston, first time yet last night since June 2022 after shoulder surgery. This is a story. My cousin Al sent me this. Greg Maddux was convinced no hitter could tell the speed of a pitch with any meaningful accuracy. He said if he pointed at a road a quarter mile away and said it was impossible to tell if a car was going 55, 65, or 75. He said he can't do it. He said sometimes hitters can pick up differences in spin. They can identify pitches if there are different releases points, or if a curveball starts with an upward hump as it leaves the pitcher's hand. But if a pitcher can change speeds, every hitter is helpless, limited by human vision. Except, he said, for that motherfucker, Tony Gwynn. He told the Thomas Boswell Washington Post, January 7th, 2014, that motherfucker, Tony Gwynn. I thought that was funny. Cubs snapped the Brewers' 9-game win streak, 1-0. Phillies won last night, three-way tie in the ALS. Rangers and Astros winners. Mariners first lost in 5 games, so we were three-way tie. Seattle, Texas, and Houston. That's crazy. Alex Cobb had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning, 2 outs, and gave up a double. They won 6-1. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're 69-63. Moved back into the final spot after the Diamondbacks lost to the Dodgers. The golden era of the golden era of baseball. Yes. So one night after Kyle Harrison struck out 11 in his second career start, Cobb, who came in with a 6.84 ERA, pitched a gem. He did get a hell of a catch in the, they called an error on a Nick Senzel hit to the third baseman. So they called an error on that. And then in the 8th, Austin Slater made a catch in the outfield. So then he thought 2 outs and no, gave him a double. God damn, that has to suck. Spencer Steer, to right field. Yeah, it didn't happen. And scored a run too on top of it. Yeah, and he went over, he had almost 130 pitches, but got the win. And hey, got it done. But that's not 2 outs. And two former Stony Brook stars, Travis Jankowski and Pat Cantwell, are now playing together on the Rangers. And they were roommates at Stony Brook. Remember Stony Brook went to the not Little League, went to the College World Series that one year? Yeah, Ben Simmons, you suck. Yeah, Ben Simmons. RJ Barrett is shooting 25.9% on free throws in the FIBA World Cup. Yeah. Oh, and John Calipari, unhappy with the transfer portal. Tuesday on SportsCenter. He said it's one and done too. He said the portal, everyone was mad about a young player coming in and only staying 1 year. Well, now we're doing it with older players, the same as one and done. He said numerous players who entered the transfer portal have been left without scholarships, and that the coaches are holding on to scholarships just in case a highly sought after transfer becomes available, which also leaves players without scholarships. So of the 1,385 men's basketball players in scholarship entered the transfer portal last year, 262 were left scholarship less at the new school, according to NCAA data obtained by ESPN. His solution is to allow players to transfer once without penalty. He also believes, which I thought was always the case anyway. He also believes players should be allowed to play 4 years in a 5-year window, as the transfer portal has created an age gap between programs. He said we got 26, 27-year-olds. I don't know about that playing against 18-year-olds, but we have older players. So Baylor won the title in 2021 thanks to a group of transfers that included Davion Mitchell, who joined the Bears after one season in Auburn. One of the best teams in 23-24 is expected to be Kansas. They got Hunter Dickinson from Michigan. Yeah, and I talked about this. The NBA, NFL, and UFC are planning to rewrite DMCA laws to shut down illegal live streams instantaneously. The sports industry loses $28 billion in potential annual revenue due to illegal streams. Canelo Alvarez says he was willing to fight Bud Crawford at 168. If it makes sense, I'm down for it. Coco won today. Inter Miami versus Nashville tonight on Season Pass. So I have Apple TV, but I don't have Season Pass, so I can't watch that shit. Come on. So I got to pay. That's what I'm saying. I have Apple TV. I'm not paying for MLS Season Pass on top of Apple TV. I'm okay for paying Peacock, but if Peacock adds a level, which they probably will do, where they're going to charge you now extra to watch, Big Ten football and bullshit, which we're going to have to pay because Michigan's going to want to watch Michigan. So, but yeah, that's something to come back and be like, God damn it. Oh, Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts, says, Taylor, the fans, everyone's losing among failed negotiations and trade work. Everybody's losing. Yes. Everybody's losing. Yes. Okay, I watched Killing It. I finished season 2. Skip it. Tyquan Thornton, starting season on IR for second straight year, can return after 4 games. Yeah. We're live. Yeah, Tanzel Smart joins the practice squad. I'll tell you, I really am. I was talking about Hard Knocks. It needs to go. Nah, I love it. And Green Bay had legitimate interest in Jonathan Taylor. Didn't happen. They were giving up Waddle. Come on, please. Yeah, come on. They were giving up Waddle. Not happening. No chance in hell. Yeah, did I skip something? Okay, I talked about that. White Sox won today, and they're 1-13. Inside the NFL, which is on the CW now, is going to have Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, Jay Cutler, Chad Johnson, and Chris Long. That's kind of weird to see it on. Thank you, Awful Announcing, for that one. Seattle, 14 rookies on their roster. Thank you, Bob Candata, for that. Oh, and this is crazy. Okay, so a bar in Jack's USA Pub in Milwaukee will pay your drink tab if the Jets lose and Aaron Rodgers is starting quarterback. But there's fine print for this. Thank you, J.R. Radcliffe of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, for this. But patrons must have opened their bar tab 15 minutes prior to kickoff in order to qualify for the promotion. They also must stay for the entire duration of the Jets game. The deal does not include food or top-shelf liquor, and it will not run where the Packers and Jets are scheduled to play at the same time. But you have 13 possible games to do that. Rodgers never really had anything bad to say about Packer, which they didn't. Yeah, we're probably more sad than angry about him leaving. But Jack's American Pub is going to... So if they win, you win. If they lose, you win. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, Venus Williams is out. That kind of sucked. I have a future question. Luke Weaver made a hell of a sliding catch. But it's a Blue Jays rookie, Davis Schneider, 6 home runs in first 13 games, a 1.421 OPS. He had an 835 OPS in 6 minor league seasons. Yeah, crazy. Cole Beasley signing with the practice squad, waived. That means they'll bring him up, put him in the active squad. And Trent Taylor was waived and picked up by the Bears. And that's what everybody does now. Like, thanks to fans. Hey, listen, he had 2 years, Super Bowl and AFC Championship in Cincinnati, which is no small thing. Tommy DeVito's practice squad for the Giants. I like him. Jaguars, Josh Peterson, practice squad. Waddle. Can you imagine they wanted Waddle? They were like, come on. And you hear about all these players, like a kid like linebacker Patrick O'Donnell, practice squad for the Seahawks, undrafted free agent from Montana. There's a lot of kids coming up that are really talented, get through the cracks, don't get drafted, and turn out to be solid, really good players. And I love that stuff. I love hearing guys like that, Yeah. So we'll see if Zappe becomes the practice squad. Otani has a WAR of 10 this year, which is, wow, that's pretty impressive. I hope Jerome Cap signs a practice squad or something. Yes, Stephen A. Smith, I think that we all want to see Mr. Simmons show up this season. And leading running back, John Emery, will not be playing for LSU against Florida State. Unavailable. That's all that Kelly said. Ran for 375, 6 touchdowns last year. He was having some academic issues, but that's a big loss when your leading running back is not. And Flaherty for the Orioles. Next 2 starts will be the finale in Arizona, finale in Boston, meaning he wouldn't start during Baltimore's next home series against the Cardinals, his former team. But, they have a 6-man thing. Yeah, Jay Kuda said the White Sox starting rotation, where are they now? Well, 3 of them are waived and traded and waived. I mean, Giolito, man. That was a guy who was talked about being the next superstar. Oh, and the U.S. men's national team roster, the 24 players selected. I'll be honest with you, I don't know any. Trying to see who's, it's Pulisic, Tim Wee. But do we get excited for a U.S. national team? Do they go anywhere in a year? No. Philip Dorsett signed with the Broncos. Jim Harbaugh said his dad is assistant coach. I do what he tells me to do. Yeah, that's what I said the same about my dad. I would do the same thing. Mavs, Real Madrid preseason. Homecoming for Luka Doncic. That's going to be, when is that happening? That is October 10th. All right, got that. And what else did I see? Packers, one of the teams interested. 8 years ago today, the Mets traded Miller Diaz and Matt Koch to Arizona for Addison Reed. Reed had a 2.09 ERA with the Mets. And his 2.7 WAR season in 2016 is one of the best by a reliever in team history. Thank you, Mike Meyer, for that one. I sent that to who did I send that to? I sent it to Bumbles. And this is a future one. Peyton Manning, week 1, 2013, 27 of 42, 462 yards, 7 touchdowns, the most passing touchdown ever in a week 1 game. Is that crazy? How about the Marlins over the weekend? 100,001 fans in a 3-game series at Lone Depot Park history. Largest attendance total for a 3-game series. 100,000. And the Bulls practice facility, Basketball Palace, 2 full-size courts, hydro pools, and the first NBA installed Gatorade Sports Fuel Bar. 2 full courts equipped to pump in crowd noise to simulate game atmosphere, plus a weight room, hydro pools, a media room, and a lounge with a Gatorade Sports Fuel Bar. Adjacent to the Bulls' home arena, also has exec and coach's office, as well as a green terrace roof. Not too shabby, right? I mean, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I love Tyson Badgett. I love him. Yeah. Oh, and check. We went to Umberto's. That is a Sicilian. That is a Sicilian pizza. That's a Sicilian pizza. Look at that, Josh. That's a Sicilian pizza, dude. Oh, phenomenal. Remember, man, Anthony Mason. Rest in peace, man. I loved Anthony Mason. I freaking loved him. I loved Anthony Mason. Loved him. And Howard Johnson's back of his card, he was co-winner of a rib eating contest among professional athletes after the 1985 season. I was like, all right. And Utah State versus Iowa is this weekend? I think it's this weekend. The point total for the game is, what is it? Is that what it is? win probability. Projected points, 37? Oh, wait, 27 points for... Oh, that 27 points for Iowa. And the Northwestern Rutgers is going to be Sunday. And projected points is 20... They predicted the score being 13-10 Rutgers. Yeah, that game's going to be ugly. Very ugly. Ugly. Oh, and they had they had a board for Jose Ramirez at the Twins. Jose Ramirez, it said currently 1-0 with a first-round TKO of Tim Anderson and a no decision against Miguel Cabrera. Thought that was pretty funny. And then this is from New York basketball. Evan Fournier in France had to come from behind to beat Lebanon for their first World Cup win, eliminated France playing out the schedule. During a timeout, French coach Vincent Collet told the player to ignore his teammate Sylvian. Don't listen to L. He doesn't want to play. Jesus, I was like, holy shit, man. That's some serious shit. Don't listen to him. He doesn't want to play. I saw that. I was like, wow. Dude, talk about being harsh. A party. Oh, he sent me a new reel. Hal sent me a bunch of new reels. Okay, I'll check that out later. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? There's a lot of stuff on practice squad for the... Oh, wait, so who did they send? You see, there's so many practice squad players, you can't keep track of everything. Oh, Jonathan Abram, the former first-round pick, is on a practice squad of the Saints. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me get to some trivia questions. Last show's trivia question was... Oh, yeah, that was... Where did back in when the Red Wings won the World Cup in won the Stanley Cup 97, where did it make its first trip to? Was it Finland, Sweden, Russia, or Belarus? Sergei Fedorov, Fetisov, Konstantinov, Kozlov, and Larinov. They won the first Stanley Cup for Detroit in 42 years. In 1997, sweeping the Flyers. They brought the cup to Russia, beginning a celebration in Moscow's Red Square. It also traveled to Vask Voskresensk, a town 2 hours outside Moscow, where Kozlov and Larionov grew up. Since then, it's been numerous times, including 2018, when it was briefly lost in Siberia with capital defenseman Dmitry Orlov. But NHL is not allowed it to travel to Russia for the past 2 years due to the ongoing war with Ukraine. All right. What did Sabrina Ionescu do in her first 4 seasons that had never been done by a WNBA player? That's today's trivia question. What'd she do in her first 4 years? This is statistics that had never been done by a WNBA player. And I know people are going to... Hey, you got 90,000 coming to watch volleyball in Nebraska. I'm all for it. All right, so I'm sending my love to Michigan. Saw Carol today, which was awesome. Carol. Potential new client coming. I'm not going to say anything, but a guy called me today about training, which is good. So if you know anybody needs training, I got a new subscriber on YouTube. So let's get the subscriber going. And I'm getting more watches on... James said it was great to have, you got to be everywhere. So Bumbles, thank you for the masturbator. That's always hilarious. And Josh, it is not some 3-point record, but it's pretty good. She's so good. Yes, Ionescu's good. And, hey, look, they got a shot at winning their first WNBA title. We'll see if it happens. See, Josh, I love it. You got all this good stuff. And see, you're on YouTube. You can do other stuff and be here. Look what I did for you, my man. Tell them to turn on notifications. Yes. Oh, yes. And everybody, if you're on YouTube, turn on your notifications so you know when I'm doing the show live. Because it seems like Josh and Bumbles. But, hey, we're trying. We're trying here. So I have a great day. Some love to my parents, Mrs. S. Josh, thank you so much. Always. And Bumbles, thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Go Yankees. College football tomorrow. I'll do a show tomorrow. Utah's hosting Florida tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting. And the former Wisconsin quarterback, Mertz, is going to be starting against, Cam Rising? Who's the Utah quarterback? Isn't it Cam? Isn't it Cameron Rising? Isn't it Cameron? Who's the Utah quarterback? Cameron. Yes, Cameron Rising. What's he, a 6-year? He's going to start for Utah? It's a game day decision. And thank you, Josh. Yes, it's always a great show because I have great people that listen and participate. So I appreciate that. So everybody have a great day. Holy crap, I got to get going. I got to get to work. And Kev, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for being on. But I got to split. Adios, guys. Talk to you later. Adios.